This is the Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar. The bar and the handle removes unseen dirt and debris ahead of the blades for effortless shaving in one efficient stroke.
All right, morning. Feels like Friday. How we doing?
Great. You?
All right, good. Yeah, good. All right.
Ask you about Jelani Tavai. What type of season does he have?
Yeah, Jelani's done a good job for us. Played a lot of football. He's played on every down. Smart, versatile player. It's, earned playing time.
Is that production and consistency wide, at least reportedly, you reached an extension with him today?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Performance, yeah. And his contract was up. It's another reason. Or it's going to be.
Talked a lot about the red zone offense and just you guys trying to work to get it on track. Obviously, not for lack of effort. How optimistic are you that, I guess, better results are ahead with what you guys are doing behind the scenes?
Just work on it every week. Yeah. It's a good thing when you can score from further out. We had a couple of those. So we can skip it. It's always a good thing, but yeah, let's keep working on it every week.
Offensively speaking, do you feel like you guys taking a step in the right direction with what you did on Thanksgiving Day?
Yeah, it's really doesn't matter what happened last week. It'll be about this week against Buffalo. So.
A progression, I would think that we'd like to see.
Yeah, again, it's a new team, a new defense, it's all different this week. So I don't know if last week has anything to do with it or not. I don't think that had anything to do with the Jet game. So.
Last Thursday, you take on, the mismatch of Justin Jefferson and Dalvin. This one is Josh Allen, so it's 11-on-11 football you have to play. What do you preach to the defense as the biggest point of emphasis when taking on an offense like the Bills?
Yeah, team defense. Need everybody. Got good receivers, good tight ends, good quarterback. Quarterback run game. It's not like one guy's going to be able to stop him.
When it comes to rushing Josh Allen in the pass rush, just the challenges of balancing, containing versus getting pressure on him, what are kind of the emphases there?
Yeah. Yeah, he's, very dangerous out of the pocket. He's dangerous in the pocket. So, again, just team defense, playing with our leverage, using our teammates' help, them being where they need to be, being aggressive. But he's a hard guy to get, and you just can't stand there and watch him throw because he'll throw it pretty good too. So, yeah, it'll be a challenge for us.
Bill, tomorrow will mark, or this Thursday's game will mark Devin's 200th game. What has Devin meant to you as a player? Yeah,
Devin's been a tremendous asset to this organization, and me personally, he's been team captain, leader of our defense really since the day he got here. Even though he started off at corner, moved into safety, that was a transition that he made very well. And, he's played well for us in the kicking game. He was high production kicking game player until recently. We've kind of pulled back a little bit on him, but. His communication, his leadership, his work ethic, his training, on and off the field. It's just can't. It's not a lot. Very fortunate to have had him, and have had him. So it's been a great asset to this organization.
How rare is Devin's durability for the number of snaps that he plays, having not missed a game since 2015, I believe it was?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know exactly how many other players can say that or whatever, but yeah, but he trains hard. He works very hard. It's not by accident. He puts in a lot of time, puts in a lot of training. He's in top condition all the time. and takes care of himself. You know, and plays with good fundamentals, which is another way to stay healthy. You know, he plays with good, solid fundamentals as a tackler, and you know, and taking on blockers, things like that, which is another good way to preserve. You know, on those hits, if you do it the right way, use your leverage, use your strength. You know, he does that.
Bill, I know mistake-free football is often what wins games specifically, but I'm just curious about the aggressiveness of some players and how you, as a coach and your staff, teach them to be aggressive, coach them to be aggressive at the same time, not go too far so that they don't get penalized in the case of a couple of plays the other game, or potentially being too aggressive in a spot and they can't, you know, contain.
Yeah, that's a fine line. Always is. You know, you want to play right on the edge of aggressiveness and physical, but not over the line of, you know, hurting your team with penalties. So, yeah, it's a fine line. There's a lot of judgment and decision making in that part of it. But that just in terms of assignments, it's the same thing. You want to be as aggressive as you can as on your assignments, but not to the point where you can't do your assignment, and then that causes everybody else problems. So it's a fine line. Sometimes you go too far. Sometimes maybe you don't go far enough. Could have been more aggressive, but you know, playing too cautious. So it's trying to find that right balance, depending on the position, the play, the situation, and so forth. It's a long list of, you know, characteristics and possibilities and factors that could play into all that, in addition to score, situation, field position, things like that, and just in addition to all the fundamental type things on a play that would come up. So in the end, I think players always try to do the best thing. They try to do what's right. Sometimes those decisions could be better, but I think, you know, and they're always trying to do the right thing. I mean, we all are, and sometimes you just have to learn what that edge is. Same thing with the quarterback. You know, being aggressive, throwing the ball. Sometimes you are a little over aggressive. Sometimes you maybe pass up an opportunity that, you know, you might have been able to have. You know, that's again, it doesn't matter what position you play. That's all kind of the same. That same fine line. Yeah, it's good. Good question. It's a good key coaching point and playing point for everybody, all of us.
Bill, in the last couple weeks, looks like Mac Wilson and Raekwon McMillan have made a few plays here. What have they brought to the second level of your defense recently?
Yeah, I think our linebacker group's been a good, productive group for us. They're multiple. They play, you know, defensively in the kicking game. They all play in those areas, and they all have played on all downs, first, second, third, and obviously fourth. So it's an unusual situation. It's uncommon to have all the linebackers do all those things, but we're fortunate to have that. And I think they've all been productive for us. You know, Raekwon and Max certainly have, but you know, so Jelani and Bent. And they played on the end of the line. They played off the ball, played in line at times. So it's, you know, the multiples that they've been able to give us individually and collectively is definitely, you know, beneficial.
Have you guys used Mac at all as sort of like a free player in the middle at times? And if you have, how has he handled that?
Yeah, probably. Honestly, there's probably not a linebacker in the league that doesn't have that at some point. So yeah, sure. I don't know if free's the right word. I mean, there's responsibilities, but yeah, without being in man coverage or something like that. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, he's fast. He's very athletic. He gets to a lot of plays. One of the faster linebackers that, you know, that we've had, and then probably around the league, to tell you the truth. I mean, he gets to a lot of plays. So it's a big advantage, you know, some of those perimeter throws, catch and runs or outside plays. It's definitely a strength of his. And he's a contact player. He's had some explosive hits, you know, on runners and on blockers. He brings a level of physicality that's good.
Bill, speaking of Juwan, he came in obviously with a reputation of being a great leader at Purdue, three-time captain. while in college. In his time here, how much has he grown in your eyes in terms of his leadership and personality with the team and developed even the last couple of years as a player?
Yeah, I think it's definitely grown like you would expect it to. And then again, there've been some pretty strong leaders here, specifically Hightower. And it's you don't want to be a little crowded sometimes. You want to be in the right, handle things the right way, which I think he has. I think he's done a really good job of that with guys like Devin and High and being respectful of their position, but at the same time not letting that take away from his personality and leadership ability. And then he's done the 2 years that High wasn't here this year, and then 2 years ago you could start to see him emerge more. But yeah, you're right, it goes all the way back to the Matha and then Purdue and here, and that stuck out early here as kind of, you could envision him as being taken over, not some type of leadership role on defense, which is a natural for a middle linebacker. That's those guys in the middle of the defense, middle linebacker, the center, the quarterback, guys like that. You want them to have leadership, verbal command, be able to control things from the inside out. It's just a lot easier that way. That's a little bit a part of their position. So he's done a really good job of that. Just kind of comes naturally to him, but he's well prepared. He works at it every day. He trains hard. So he kind of does everything right. It's hard to look at him, and all those guys, Devin and guys we've had in those positions, Mac, David Andrews. I mean, you look at them and you see him doing just about everything right. It's hard for any other player to not want to follow suit. So he's done a good job for us.
You mentioned Devin and Matt. It's fair to say, not to kick those guys out of here yet, but the next generation, so to speak, of leaders, example setters, it's in good hands with guys like Jawan and some of his contemporaries in that group.
Yeah, well, I think and any team needs a lot of leadership. I don't think just one guy can give it to you, or one guy on each side of the ball. You have multiple players that provide leadership. That's what good teams have. So I think we have that in all three areas. Obviously losing Cody was that was a loss in the kicking game, but we've had guys like that and then that provides an opportunity for other guys to step up. Even some of our rookie players have started to develop there a little bit, but offensively, defensively, you just centers around the safety, middle linebacker, quarterback, center, but then there's certainly a lot of other players that have stepped up too in their roles. Hunter and Jacoby and Andre and Lawrence Guy and DG and Wise, and some of them are captains and some of them aren't, but the linebackers, those guys all give us Miles, AP. These guys all give us leadership. It's just not one guy. It's you really want a collection of guys. You want them in each room. So when guys go to an individual meeting room, that there's leadership present in that room, not it's sitting in some other room and the walls block it off. You want that everywhere. So I think we're fortunate. We have a lot of players on the team that give that. Some guys are captains, some guys maybe are more outspoken than others, but they're still. Again, Troy Brown's one of the best leaders we ever had here. He's probably one of the quietest guys we ever had here, but he had a different style of leadership. But it was very, I would say, strong because he backed it up with his play on the field, whether it was on defense, special teams, or obviously on offense. Whereas other players, Brewskis and guys like that are more vocal players, and it's fine. It's just a different style.
How has Jamie Collins blended in this year, and specifically with like Mac and Raekwon, guys that experienced guys, but not maybe a lot of experience in your program?
Yeah, he's Jamie's really been great. He after the his off season kind of rehabbing and all that, and then coming in and getting back into it, and he's worked himself into good shape. He's been a really positive guy for the younger players, for our team, things he does for us on the field and scout team and all that, and he's ready at multiple positions whenever we need him. He works hard and prepares well, and glad he's here, and he's honestly he's been great. It's great to have him.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, all right, thank you.